Today is day 201 of the podcast, and I want us to understand that God has answered our prayers when we receive a promise from Him. So often we're looking for the fruit, the outcome to be the answer, and we're mistaking, thinking God's far off and not listening. The moment He speaks a word to our heart and we have heard that promise, that is His answer to us, and we need to learn how to respond when it comes to us in this seed form. We need to allow it to be conceived deeply in our heart, receive with joy, and then we need to carry out that pregnancy of faith where we're carrying it in our heart, we're nourishing it, and we're waiting on the Lord, we're watching, we're expectant. We are acting as though there is going to be fruit come and fruit born through that ongoing faithfulness. If we will carry that word of faith in our heart and endure that pregnancy, then there will come a point in time where our flesh is being torn and that we will receive the outcome of what was promised. Let me read to you from 2 Corinthians 9, verses 10 and 11. Now he who supplies seed to the sower and bread for food will supply and multiply your seed for sowing and increase the harvest of your righteousness. You will be enriched in everything for all liberality, which through us is producing thanksgiving to God. There is both the taking in, but then it's going to bear fruit, and we're going to see multiplication through this kind of understanding as well. Now, I want you to know something. When you hear someone teach, someone preach, someone write a book, what you are getting at that point is their fruit. It is not your fruit. You aren't able to act on that immediately as though it were your fruit. When you hear a teacher and someone sows something and your heart grasps it and you receive it with joy, it is your seed. It is not your fruit. You have to go through the process to make it your fruit, and that requires that. That's where faith is really coming into all of this and us exercising that faith. Here's what we tend to do when we hear a teaching. We tend to treat it as though it were a one-time meal. In fact, we even use that kind of terminology. That was a great meal today, Pastor. That really fed me. That really nourished me. So it's intended to both nourish, but to take in and be multiplied to you as seed for sowing as well. There's an action that needs to be taken to activate this, and not just eat the seed. Excuse me. We can't just eat the seed and bear fruit. So we'll do that. We'll just become forgetful hearers instead of effectual doers. So I want us to learn how to treat the word when it comes to us and it's alive. So here's the question. What seed has the Lord sown in your heart this week?